Hi guys, driving out here in the garden again. I was just going to share what my experience has been with growing these Mammoth Peas here. This is a shelling pea. And as you can see, it got pretty big. It would have gotten a lot bigger if I had known it was going to be this big and had a bigger trellis for it. Instead, it ended up breaking off because it got so big. And then instead of cutting it off, I just let it continue going, and it actually survived. So if you see this type of breakage, if it's not 100% snapped off, let it go. It might surprise you here, like mine did. In terms of yield, I think I've got, there may be 4 plants here. This looks like a whole lot more than 4, but that's about 4 plants, maybe 5. If so, the 5th one is tiny. I've gotten, I'm gonna guess, about 4 to 5 cups of the peas. This is the shelled peas. I'm not including the pod. If I include the pod, it's a whole lot more than 4 or 5 cups. But that's about how much of this I put into the freezer here. I'm growing in the fall an Alaska pea, which is a bush pea instead of a pole pea. I wanted to compare the difference in yield between the pole and the bush to see which gave me better, output per input. So that's my test on this particular front. In case you can't tell, I'm an experimenter. I like experimenting with things and trying new things just to see what's going to happen, because if it fails spectacularly, well, it was a spectacular fail and I learned a lot and had fun in the process. One of the lessons that I've learned on this guy was, one, it's huge. I had never grown these before. It's a brand new variety for me, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and the descriptions did not do it justice. This is a huge plant and it bushes out lovely. It was gorgeous in its day. This is July, and I planted it March 15th, so middle of March, so it's about, what is that, 2.5, 3 months old. What happened down here is this was not aged. This was powdery mildew. It has been treated, but the damage was done to these bottom leaves before I found it. So how did I treat the powdery mildew? Well, I went down to the hardware store and I got myself some of the copper-based solution, mixed it up, sprayed it on there, and it did a good job killing it. That was the initial blast against it to keep it in check. Then after that, I have been preemptively treating it with a tablespoon of baking soda in 1 gallon of water and just spritzing everything down to make sure it stays gone, because I want to finish harvesting this plant before I pull it out of here. I don't want to harvest it when I've got babies on there like this. See how thin this little guy is? This is not ready for harvesting. You can see through it. See, it's teeny tinies. He's gonna get big. This one is also close to harvest, but not quite. I want those peas a little bit bigger in there, and I want to try and get them all in a oneer, so I'll pull these off probably in a couple weeks and then have lots of empty room to grow my fall choices here. So yeah, that was my experience with this Mammoth Pea. Really like it. Good yield. Very tall. Plan for tall. Plan for bushing out. I did not expect this to bush out as big as it did, as well as get as tall as it did, which is why it swallowed up my cucumbers, which were planted with it to take advantage of the trellis. So anyway, I will definitely be planting this one again. Yummy peas as well. So that's my experience with the Mammoth Pea. If you guys have ever worked with the Mammoth Pea and liked it, didn't like it, learned things, be sure to let me know, and we'll take everything into account. So hope you learned something. Have fun. Bye bye.